Hello and welcome. This is the Expertly German Podcast, the podcast to learn German. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Expertly German Podcast, dem Podcast, wo du Deutsch lernen kannst. Before we start with today's lesson, I just want to say that you can find this PDF document or a PDF document which I created for this specific episode on buymeacoffee.com. You can just get it there, or you can also become a member for €3 a month and you get access to all material that is already there and all future transcripts and PDF and so on. Also, before you start listening, please make sure you hit the follow button if you're on Spotify and the subscribe button if you're on Apple Podcast. Dankeschön. Okay, and today's lesson is about the German two-way prepositions, and Luise will help you to learn this topic a lot better. Are you ready?
I am absolutely ready, Tom. Hallo, alles.
Hallo alle zusammen.
Oh, Mann.
That's probably a good start, how you could say that in German. Hallo
alle zusammen.
Yeah, zusammen.
Zusammen.
A bit sharper than Z. And that means hello, everyone, or all together. Okay, so the German two-way prepositions. Before Luisa and I will kind of go through some examples, I will just give you a short overview about the topic, and then we go through the example sentences and so on. Okay, so we have the two-way prepositions in the German language. Why are they called two-way prepositions? Because they can take either the accusative or the dative case. Okay, well, how do I know when I have to use the accusative case and when do I have to use the dative case? I use the accusative case when there is a movement or a change. You could also say or ask where to. Yeah, so then it's the accusative case. An example would be, ich gehe hinter das Haus, which means I go or I walk, I go behind the house. So here I'm moving, I'm changing, and that's why we use the accusative case. So hinter das Haus. Yeah, so das is here the article that we use in the accusative case. However, if we want to use the dative, then it would be ich bin hinter dem Haus. So we use the two-way preposition when it's about a location. Ich bin hinter dem Haus means I am behind the house. So there is no movement, there is no change. I'm just behind the house. And that's where we use the dative case. And how can you see, or well, in this case, how can you hear that it is the dative case? Because ich bin hinter dem, like we use an M like mother, dem Haus. Yeah, so we change the article from das to dem. In this case, house is neutral, so you have to kind of use the articles in the way how we have to change them in German. Let me just give you another example, just to kind of like maybe support the learning a little bit. Ich stehe auf der Brücke. What do you think is that? Is that dative or is that accusative? Ich stehe auf der Brücke.
What is der Brücke?
Yeah, der Brücke, which is actually die Brücke, which means the bridge.
Well, I know that in the accusative, feminine doesn't change from D.
Exactly.
So that tells me it's dative, and
Yes.
that therefore this is static. Because what you're saying is like, accusative is when the subject has got to move from A to B, or something's got to move from A to B, and dative is kind of the static, like nothing's really moved.
Yes, exactly. What does the whole sentence mean? Ich stehe auf der Brücke.
I stay on the Brücke.
Yes, I stand on the bridge.
I stand on the bridge. I forgot what Brücke was.
I said die Brücke. And also we have your R's sound there again, your favorite, I would say, letter in the German language. Brücke.
I can't do it.
Brücke.
Brücke.
Yes, good. And then the other version would be ich springe auf die Brücke. Springe or springen is to jump.
Yeah, so I jump on the bridge.
Yes,
Or
exactly.
onto the bridge, on the bridge.
Onto the, yeah, both, I guess. Onto the bridge would maybe be even more precise in the English language.
That makes sense.
And so here we use the accusative case because we have a movement. All right, so which are those two-way prepositions? You now know that hinter is a two-way preposition and that auf is a two-way preposition. The way how I like to think about the two-way prepositions is I take an apple and I take a table and I'm thinking about all the possible ways about how or where I can put the table. I can put the table, where I can put the apple. I can put the apple on the table. I can put the apple above the table, below, next to, in front of, between. I don't know if there are two tables, or if you have a bag, you could also put the apple in the bag. And those are all the two-way prepositions. So in German, it would be an, which is kind of like on or attached to, auf, which is like literally on the surface, hinter, which is behind, in, which is very difficult, in, then neben is next to, über is above, unter is below, vor is in front, and zwischen is in between. So those are the German two-way prepositions. Okay, so now let's do the little training session together with Louisa, and hopefully for you guys that is also helpful, so you can see how we kind of like struggle through this and get to the right answer, because it's actually a topic that many of my clients have like a problem with. Even more advanced clients struggle with like getting this logic correct all the time. Okay, so Luisa, can you tell me maybe a sentence like der Baum ist neben der Katze? Do we have here an accusative or a dative case? Der Baum ist neben der Katze.
I think that one would be dative because I think isn't it die Katze?
Yes, exactly.
And so you've changed it from die to der, but also the sentence is that the tree is near the cat.
Next to.
Is next to the cat. Oh yeah, is neben
Neben
next
is
or
next to.
Next to, okay.
Yeah, so der Baum ist neben der Katze, and der Katze is dative, exactly, because there's no movement, the tree is next to the cat. Exactly. Or oftentimes, I guess, actually, you would say the cat is next to the tree. Anyway, here the tree is moving and the cat is not. No. Anyway. Okay, another one. For example, das Handy fällt unter den Tisch.
So that's the mobile phone fell under the table.
Falls
under the table.
Yeah.
And so something is moving from a position to another position, which means it is accusative.
Yes.
And yeah.
So it's accusative, exactly.
And you changed it, I guess. I wasn't listening well enough, but you changed it from der to den-tisch, I guess.
Sorry, what did you say? Yes, exactly. So, and here, so den is the one that we are using, the article that we are using. So can you think of another sentence, maybe with die Mütze, which is the cap? And I don't know, use a preposition that you would like, I don't know. You could say auf.
Can I use any preposition?
Sure.
So der Mütze.
Die Mütze.
Die Mütze. Die Mütze. Well, can you use this in past tense?
Sure.
Die Mütze war hinter den. I'm using the same ones like den Tisch because I know what that the article is for that. Hinter der Tür.
Yeah, hinter der Tür.
Hinter der. It was behind. The hat is behind the door.
Yeah, so
static, which means it's.
And Tür is feminine.
Oh damn! Der Tür.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so a feminine door. It's static, so it's dative case, and I need to change the D to der.
Exactly.
So it's die Mütze war hinter der Tür.
Yes, exactly. Nice.
High
Yeah.
five.
No, that's
I have
great.
never been able to apply
Exactly.
the accusative and dative articles yet. This is
That's
the first.
well, you have it in front of you, so that
I do
kind
have
of
it in front of
helps.
me. Yes, that
Yeah.
does help.
So again, in the PDF document that you guys can also download, I will put in the articles as well for the different cases. So maybe that helps you as well to go through this podcast episode. All right, der Stuhl. Can you think about a sentence with der Stuhl? Der Stuhl, masculine, is the chair.
Okay, so I'm going to try and say something about the chair. The boy sits on the chair.
Ja, nice.
So der Junge
Ja.
sitzt.
Ja.
I think this would be an.
Auf.
Or would it be auf? What's
Yeah.
the difference between auf and an? Because they're the same, right? Like on.
No. Yeah, it sounds like it, but an is more like attached to, and auf is more like on a surface.
So like, yeah, so anything sitting on something is going to be auf.
Yeah. So
what's an example for an?
For example, the bicycle kind of is on the, I don't know, the wall. Das Fahrrad steht an der Wand, stands on the wall. Or you could then say the cat is on the roof. Die Katze ist auf dem Dach.
Okay.
Yeah. So
an is kind of like the bike is leaning against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So der Junge sitzt auf. Now it's der Stuhl, so that needs to change to den Stuhl because the boy is sitting on a stool. He's not moving anywhere, so that must be static.
Yes. In which case is it then?
So it's damn it. So it's dative.
Yeah.
And it's dem Stuhl.
Exactly.
Damn Stuhl.
Der Damn Stuhl. So
okay.
again, die Katze.
Der Junge.
Oh, sorry.
Sitzt. Come on, Lara.
What was it? Die Katze, der Junge sitzt auf dem Stuhl. Exactly. Yeah. All right. What else do we have? Das Flugzeug.
What is that?
What do you think? In German,
Flugzeug.
Yes, it literally means
airport.
the fly thing, which is the plane. Do you know that in German we like to combine words to create new words? So we have flying and we have a thing. And how do we call an airplane? A fly thing. Das Flugzeug. There are many other words like Nilpferd, the Nile horse. That's like das Nilpferd in German means the hippo. And Nil is the Nile, the river, and das Pferd is the horse. And so a hippo, we call that das Nilpferd because, well, we lack a little bit of creativity, maybe.
The horse of the Nile.
It's the horse of the Nile. It's just a very fat horse. All right, cool. Let's come up with a sentence with das Flugzeug.
Das Flugzeug. Okay. Das Flugzeug. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, das Flugzeug.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Das Flugzeug
fliegt.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how do I say that?
Yeah, fliegt.
Fliegt über
the city.
Den Haus.
House is neutral.
Damn it. Dem Haus.
Well, yes. So
the
it's
plane
actually
flies over the house.
Yes, but
like...
in this case, it's actually more movement rather than like a change.
Because it's not flying to a place. So if I said
if you say it's like if you would say that it's kind of like hovering, well, like a plane doesn't hover, but if you say the plane is hovering above the house, then it could be dative. But usually the plane just flies over it, like flies above the house, and then it is das Flugzeug fliegt über das Haus.
And so if we were saying that the airplane flew from Rome to Paris over the house or something, you wouldn't really say that, would you?
But still the accusative. So another example, you could imagine you have a street and you have a car, and the car could be either driving on the street whilst already being on the street, and then it would be dative. Das Auto fährt auf der Straße. But if the car is actually, let's say, in the forest, driving onto the street, then there is a change. It changes the kind of the state from not being on the street to being on the street, and then it would be accusative. Das Auto fährt auf die Straße.
So the boy is running.
Yeah.
Would be statically running. Like
No.
He's not changing his position, but whereas the boy ran to the house.
No, usually running is,
the boy was running.
Ja, der Junge rennt, keine Ahnung,
Tag?
in das Haus.
In das Haus.
And then it's accusative.
Well, yeah, because you've got location.
But if you say that the boy is literally running inside the house, then you could use accusative, dative. Then you could say, der Junge rennt im Haus herum, like he is running around in the house.
Yeah, so it is about the like arrival at a place or something. Yeah. Okay, yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
Cool. All right, let's do a last one. What can you think of a cool word? Maybe der Ring. The ring.
The ring.
Yes. Well, not the movie or anything. Just der Ring is like the thing that you have on your finger.
Die Frau.
Yeah.
Hat. So I'm going to go into indefinite articles, I think.
Yeah.
So I would say hang on. What was it again? Der Ring.
Yeah.
So it would be she has a ring on her finger is what I'm going to try and say. Mm-hmm. So that's static, which is dative. So I would need to say der Frau hat einem
Die Frau, women are feminine.
There's too many articles. Die Frau hat ein Ring.
Einen Ring.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to say it on her finger. So which one is it that would have was it the ring or the finger?
So die Frau hat einen Ring. That would just be, there is no preposition there. You just say the woman has a ring. And
on
then
her finger.
Oh, die Frau hat einen Ring an ihrem finger, but then you have a possessive pronoun here.
Oh, okay, I've gone too far.
Yes, possessive pronouns are not difficult. We do that at another time. But the answer to your sentence is, die Frau hat einen Ring an ihrem Finger. And,
okay, good. But the rule still applies. I can hear that you've changed it to ihrem, so you've done the same kind of conversion that I should have done.
Exactly.
Okay.
So do you want to try to summarize a little bit the rules?
Okay, I think what I've picked up here is, so prepositions are these words that we're using to indicate like a location or a movement. Things like on and under and next to and over and under and everything. These are two-way because they can be either used in a dative or an accusative scenario, is what I would call that. Accusative is when something is changing its position, and dative is when it's kind of like in a static where it's not changing a position.
Yeah. Pretty much exactly.
Yeah. And accusative, these articles, the only one that changes an accusative is the masculine. With the dative, they all change.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So you kind of need that. You have to practice and learn those changes.
Yeah, they're actually not too difficult. I put them in the PDF document, and then you just go through them a little bit. We can practice them at another time if you want.
But knowing like accusative is kind of the easy one, and that you only need to change der to den is quite a helpful.
Mm-hmm. But
quick one.
Those rules for the cases only apply for those two-way prepositions. The rules for cases in general are different. They're not necessarily where to and where. That only applies for the two-way prepositions.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you want to learn like completely how the two-way prepositions, how the German grammar works, then go to my website expertlygerman.com. You can find that I have an A2 to B2 German course there, which focuses to teach you German for career and daily life. I'm currently working also on a complete beginners course that will be published soon. So keep your, in this case, ears open. You can also book one-on-one lessons with me that you can also find on my website. You can even book a free 15 minutes discovery lessons. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys, and bis bald.